Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Relationship Stories. In this video, we are going to give our judgment to the two real persons in this world for their terrible actions against their loved ones. But before that, I will give you the short onliner of their actions. The first person is a terrible mother because she punished her daughter without giving food. The next person in the story is a little more than the first one because he blocked his mom for asking help while she was alone. So now let's hear the story from their side. Story 1. Am I the devil for kicking out my disrespectful daughter? So a little backstory. I had my daughter young. Her father left us when she was a baby, so I had to struggle as a single parent until I met my ex-husband, and even then he was bad. My daughter and I never had a good relationship. She was disrespectful all the times, hyper defiant and a button pusher. And I was not blessed with patience, so we would get into many arguments all throughout her childhood. I will admit I messed up. I was unstable for a big part of her childhood and chased multiple men instead of doing what I should have done. Some of them were crappy to her, most went through. Because of my extreme fear of messes, I made her sleep on the floor and eat on the floor too, so she would not mess up the bed or dinner table. As she got through puberty, she was eating a lot and it was not fair to the rest of the children in the house. So I had to keep most of the food hidden. A lot of our fights came from her sneaking food and hiding the wrappers everywhere. As punishment, sometimes I had throw her in a dark hallway or basement and taunt her with little silly childhood fears like aliens or ghosts. She cried, but she listened after. Yes, I was rude with my words about her body, lack of friends, or personality. I was struggling and had her help with my other children and when they were babies. Feeding, diaper changes, bathing, she ended up being really cruel to them because I asked my son to tell me whenever she had sneak in the room to eat the food. Yes, I was a bit controlling, limited her shower used to every other day and a few minutes. Let my family get her essentials such as bras, tampons, soap. Did not let her use appliances. She thinks I neglected her when she got lice at 13 to 14. But at that age, you should be able to get them out. I didn't want to get them. So they multiplied in her for almost a year. As she became a teenager, she got into the wrong crowd and started staying out all night, drinking, smoking. What did it for me was when she started smoking weed in front of my other children. I told her she would leave because living in my house is not a good fit anymore. She agreed. Since she always said, I can't wait until I'm 18 and would not count the days, I felt the same way, so didn't think a mutual understanding was that awful. Because of her irresponsible behavior, I didn't allow her to get a permit or license, a car, an ID, a bank account. I did not want her getting a due and I get sued. I gave her $10,000 from her college savings so she could get established. The rest of that money went towards my other children. Since she is not going to college, my other children have a better future ahead. She ended up never talking to me again, really keeps her distance, but is doing really well for herself, lives on her own, pays her own way. I thought she would not be honest. That's awful, I know, but I was hoping she had come back when she realized that life is not fair and that you have to follow rules if you want to live in somebody's house. I tried my best, but she never saw it that way. She told me that she had respect me better if I just stayed away. So I heard her clearly. I miss her and love her though, but it is what it is. My opinion is, OP, you are the devil, and it sounds like there were several instances where you were not treating your daughter in a respectful manner. And your actions may contribute to the strained relationship between you two. It is not uncommon for parents and children to have difficulties in the relationship, but it is important for both parties to communicate and work towards to finding a solution. Kicking your daughter out of the house may have been necessary if she was engaging in behaviors that were not acceptable, such as smoking weed in front of your other children. However, it is important to have a conversation with her about why her behavior is not acceptable and what steps she can take to improve the situation. In terms of not allowing her to get a permit, license or bank account, it is understandable that you wanted to protect her from potentially harmful situations. However, it is important to give your child some level of autonomy and independence as they grow up and they become adults. It is possible that your daughter felt like she had no control over her own life, which may have contributed to her resentment towards you. Our friend said, "Oh my god, you sound horrible. Your daughter was abusive to her siblings when you parentified her. Because abuse was all she knew, that's the only form of parenting you seem to have given her. I can totally understand why she acted out. And what's up with the whole giving her college fund to your other kids? It seems like you gave up on her when she was a child. I would not want you in my life either. First off, you are a terrible mother and a terrible human being. It sounds like your daughter is finally happy and healthy now. Now that you are no longer in the picture, you don't love your child. So stop lying on the internet and to yourself. You want someone to control, you want someone to starve, you want someone to neglect when they need help. And you want someone to get sick due to poor hygiene. Your other children deserve a better mother as well because you clearly are not fit to be a mother. You might think that you love them, but if they act like your daughter, you will do the same thing to them that you did to her. Get some professional help, idiot." For the next story, he is asking, "Am I wrong for blocking my mom? 2 years ago today, I fled my narcissistic father's household and moved in with another part of my family to complete my college education. After this, both my sibling and mother left as well. My sibling could not handle my father's moods and behavior any longer, and my mother did not want to live alone with him. Since then, we have each been living separately. My mother has been going back and forth between America and her home country of China to take care of my grandparents. However, she continuously texts us very depressing things about herself, her current unemployment and job search, her life, and feeling abandoned by us both. Today, she texted me saying that she wants us to buy a place together and live as a family again because she feels so alone and abandoned. Mind you, I am 27 and my sibling is 23 and we are nowhere near financially capable of this feat. I tried to tell her that the time of our lives is behind us and it's time for us to be adults and move on, but she doesn't get it. So I told her today that I am blocking her momentarily for my own mental well-being. Seeing a text like this from my mom is just an awful start to my day and messes up my mood for a while. So I feel this is the only way to get her to stop sending such a depressing, sympathy-craving text. So am I the devil for doing this, guys? My opinion is, blocking your mother temporarily may be necessary for your mental well-being if her constant negative messages are causing you significant distress. However, it is important to consider the long-term effects of this decision and have an honest conversation with her about how her messages are impacting you and set clear boundaries for the type of communication you are willing to engage in. Ultimately, the decision to block her or not is up to you, and you should prioritize your mental health and well-being. Our friends said, "You can set a boundary. Mother, this is something you should share this with a professional. I can't help and it only makes me feel worse. If she goes to professionals, she may find they can help her. Then you will probably be happy with the continued contact. But once you set the boundary, you have to be firm. Don't continue calls if she falls into that. If she emails again after you have told her, then block her for a period of time, but let her know why. Everyone sucks here. Your mother did not protect you from your father's abuse. That is unforgivable in my opinion. However, you chose to continue your relationship with your mother. She is reaching out for help. She is lonely, scared, and starting over in life. We all talk about mental health services and how the systems fail people. Less often we look into other family unit and see what people tried before attempting suicide. Your mother is reaching out. Either be direct and tell her directly you have no intention of continuing a relationship with her, or be present and involved. You can't just be a cop she continually feels without offering anything in the return. Also, the generational household idea doesn't have to happen. That's your choice to make. I'm simply saying you are the devil as well for not being supportive of your mother.